In the stillness of night, the peaceful village nestled by the edge of the African reserve was shattered by a deep, resonant roar. It echoed through the narrow streets, bouncing off mud walls and thatched roofs, sending a wave of fear rippling through the community. Doors slammed shut, windows locked tightly, and families huddled together in the dark. Children cried softly, frightened by the wild sound piercing the silence. No one dared step outside, unsure if the roaring lion was near or simply a ghostly echo carried by the wind. The elders exchanged worried glances, whispering old tales of lions that once roamed close to the village, guarding secrets and stirring ancient fears. Yet amidst the trembling and uncertainty, a few brave souls wondered. Was it a warning, a call for help, or perhaps a sign of something more mysterious unfolding beyond the shadows? As the night wore on and the stars shone cold above, the roar faded, but its haunting presence lingered, weaving a story that would soon change the village forever. At dawn, the village awoke to an unsettling discovery. Giant paw prints, fresh and deep, marked the dusty roads, tracing a path from the edge of the forest straight into the heart of the village square, and then disappearing back toward the trees. Villagers gathered around, whispering anxiously. The prints were larger than any lion's paw they had seen before, but what chilled them even more were the strange drag marks alongside the footprints, scraping through the dirt as if something heavy had been hauled along. Speculation ran wild. Had the lion brought prey into the village, or was it something else entirely? The villagers' fear deepened, their imaginations fueled by the night's roar and these eerie signs. Some feared an attack was imminent. Others warned to stay indoors until the mystery was solved. Yet, beneath the growing dread, a quiet curiosity began to stir. What was the lion carrying, and why had it come so close? The footprints told a story, but it was only the beginning. The village stood on the edge of an unknown chapter, where fear and wonder would soon collide. Whispers turned into frantic chatter as panic gripped the village. Some claimed a child had been taken in the night. Others feared the worst. A body dragged away by the mysterious lion. Fear rippled through every home, tightening like a noose around the community's heart. At the village center, the chief raised his hands for silence. "We must stay calm," he urged, his voice steady but weary. "Fear feeds the unknown. We will find answers." But even with his words, uncertainty hung thick in the air. No one could explain why the lion had ventured so far or what it had taken with it. The unanswered questions bred more fear than comfort. As night fell once again, the village held its breath, caught between dread and hope, waiting for the truth to emerge from the shadows. That afternoon, as the sun dipped low, an elderly farmer named Bako was tending to his fields when something caught his eye. Near the edge of the clearing lay a torn piece of cloth, stained dark with blood and carefully wrapped around a small, unrecognizable object. Curious and alarmed, Bako knelt down to examine it. Beneath the cloth, he noticed patches of coarse lion fur, tangled and matted. The sight sent a chill through him. This was no ordinary find. Without hesitation, Bako hurried to the village, his hands trembling as he showed the discovery to the chief and the gathered villagers. A hush fell over the crowd, a mix of fear and determination settling like a heavy fog. Together, they traced a faint trail marked by disturbed leaves and broken twigs that led deeper into the dense forest. Every step was heavy with uncertainty, but they pressed on, desperate for answers about the lion's mysterious visit and what it had taken. The village, once gripped by fear and rumors, was now united by a common hope: to uncover the truth hidden in the wild. Deep in the jungle clearing, the villagers' hearts pounded as they approached a sight no one could have imagined. Nestled gently in a shallow den of earth and leaves lay a tiny human baby, wrapped tenderly in green foliage, as if cradled by the forest itself. The air grew still, breaths caught in disbelief, and beside the child, sitting quietly, was the same massive lion, calm and watchful. He wasn't snarling or pacing like a predator. Instead, his golden eyes radiated a strange gentleness, a fierce protectiveness that silenced the crowd. The villagers exchanged stunned glances. The lion hadn't brought harm, but was guarding the helpless infant with unwavering loyalty. Questions swirled, but one truth was clear. In this wild place, an unlikely bond had formed, one that defied fear, legend, and the boundaries between man and beast. The lion's silent vigil told a story of unexpected guardianship that would change the village forever. As the villagers stood in stunned silence, an elder woman stepped forward, her eyes widening with sudden realization. 3 days ago, she began softly, a young couple from the nearby village died in a tragic accident near the reserve. Their baby was never found. The words hung heavy in the air, weaving a thread of clarity through the confusion. It's all made sense now. The mysterious roar, the paw prints, the bloodied cloth. The lion hadn't been a threat. Instead, he had found the orphaned infant and, against all odds, chosen to protect and carry the child to safety. A wave of awe and sorrow washed over the crowd, blending grief for the lost family with admiration for the lion's unexpected kindness. In the heart of the wild, life and love had intertwined in the most extraordinary way. As the villagers absorbed the revelation, a seasoned wildlife ranger stepped forward to share insight. Lions, he explained, are more complex than we often believe. There are documented cases where lions adopt or protect orphaned young, sometimes even those of different species, driven by strong maternal or protective instincts. He paused, letting the weight of the truth sink in. This lion didn't see the baby as prey. Instead, something within him stirred, a need to nurture and protect. The ranger continued. Through the night, he must have carried the infant gently, careful to avoid any harm. Bringing the child as close to the village as possible was likely his way of seeking help, without knowing how else to communicate. Murmurs of amazement spread through the crowd. What once was fear now turned into respect and wonder at the unexpected depths of animal compassion. In that moment, the line between wild and human blurred. The lion's actions were a powerful reminder. Even in the untamed world, love and care transcend species. The villagers hurried the infant to the village doctor, their hearts pounding with hope and fear. Against all odds, the baby survived, his tiny breath steadying as the doctor worked tirelessly through the night. Joy and relief spread through the community like wildfire. When the time came to return to the clearing to thank the lion, they found only silence. The massive guardian had vanished. No footprints, no sign, just the whispering wind through the trees. It was as if the lion's mission had been fulfilled. His silent act of compassion complete, he melted back into the wild, unseen and unknown. From that day forward, the story of the mysterious lion protector became legend, a symbol of unexpected kindness and the fragile threads connecting human and nature. Though no one ever saw him again, his presence lingered in every thankful heartbeat and whispered tale. Sometimes the greatest heroes leave without fanfare, reminding us that love's true power is quiet, unseen, and eternal. Once a place shadowed by fear and suspicion, the village transformed after the night of the lion's unexpected mercy. No longer did the people whisper warnings of danger or speak harshly of the wild creatures that roamed nearby. Instead, they honored the lion, whom they now called the guardian of the night. At the forest's edge, the villagers built a small stone monument. It bore a simple but powerful carving, a lion gently cradling a baby in its massive paws. The symbol stood as a testament to courage, compassion, and the fragile bond between humans and the wild. Word of the story spread beyond their borders. Travelers, journalists, and wildlife lovers came to see the monument and hear the tale firsthand. It inspired many to rethink their views about animals and the wild, planting seeds of respect and coexistence. Through the lion's silent act, the village found a new legacy, one of hope, unity, and a deeper understanding that even in the darkest night's kindness can shine brightest. Years passed, and the rescued child grew into a curious, kind-hearted soul, often seen wandering near the forest's edge, gazing into the trees with wonder. The villagers raised the child with love, always reminding them of the night they were saved by something no one could explain. But everyone believed. That lion was never seen again, but his memory lived in every whispered bedtime story, in every protective gaze cast toward the jungle. The monument remained untouched, a sacred place where locals left flowers, carvings, even letters of gratitude. The child would one day say, "I don't remember the lion's face, but I feel him when the wind rustles the trees." No one forgot. The night a lion walked into a village, not to attack but to return a life. A wild predator became a guardian, and in doing so, changed how an entire village saw the world. Sometimes the wild doesn't bring danger, it brings a miracle. If this incredible story of hope and compassion moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real stories that prove even the wild has a heart.